Hey everyone, this is Dahlia helping professionals to land international careers. And I wanted to hop on here and discuss today what it actually takes to get a career breakthrough. Because I've been hearing from a lot of you guys who are saying, I'm feeling stuck, I'm going in circles, just hoping for that moment of clarity. A lot of you are saying you're kind of looking for that ticket out of the confusion, whether that confusion is that you don't know what your plan A is, so what your actual goal is, what is that ideal career path, right? Those of you who are asking, what is my purpose? What do I really want to do? Or, some of you are coming from that place of, I love so many things, I have so many different ideas, and I can't choose which one I want to go for. Others are more in that place of, I can't think of anything that's the right fit for me. Maybe there was something you wanted to do, and for whatever reason, it's not working out. And so you don't know if that's even realistic anymore, or if you should be shifting gears. And if you're shifting gears, you don't know what excites you. You don't really know what it is that you're meant to do. Some of you are just looking for that breakthrough, right, in terms of your actual salary, because you don't have any financial freedom. You don't have the kind of freedom to live in the place that you want, under the conditions that you want, or you don't have that freedom to live in the city that you want. Some of you are looking for freedom to choose what you do on a daily basis. So you're not feeling satisfied, right, in your day-to-day, in the kind of things that you're spending your time on. It's just not fulfilling you. It's not something that, it's like you're just selling your soul or selling your time for your paycheck to make ends meet. And so you're looking for the breakthrough that's going to show you how to get out of that and into something where you're actually excited to be doing that work. So yeah, a lot of you guys are looking for a number of career breakthroughs, and those types of breakthroughs vary a little bit depending on the person. Some of you don't even know what that breakthrough is that you're actually looking for, but you just know that you don't want to be where you are right now, and you want something different, even if you're not sure what exactly that is. And that's part of the problem, right? Part of that confusion about not having that clarity in terms of what it is that you want and how to get there. And so the thing with breakthroughs is that it's always connected to a shift in your beliefs. And by the way, if you can hear me right now, if you're watching this, let me know, say hi, and let me know what kind of career breakthrough is it that that you're going for, that you're hoping to have. What's your situation? What is it that you're looking for right now? Let me know. Drop me a comment and let me know. Even if you're watching the replay, I'll come back and I will answer that. So what is the career breakthrough that you're looking for? Or even if it's the lack of clarity on the breakthrough, what's going on there? What is that career breakthrough that you're not even sure what that breakthrough might look like? What is it that's not working? And yeah, I see a couple of people on, so just let me know in the comments. If you're watching, just let me know in the comments, what is the career breakthrough that you are looking for? Okay. So yeah, what I was just saying is that the thing with breakthroughs is that they always have to do with a shift in beliefs. So the breakthrough will come once that shift in belief actually happens. So what do I mean by this? Well, your belief is like your paradigm of the world. It's how you see the world. And most of us just take for granted that how we see the world is kind of the right way or the normal way or whatever it is. But of course, when you talk to a lot of different people from different walks of life, what you're going to realize is that people definitely do not have the same belief. So people are functioning in very different ways in life, and they all believe that that's just how things are. And that's where you see, people who aim for what they think is realistic, even though they could be aiming for something much better, much higher. They could have far more freedom, far more money, far more rewarding work, all of those kinds of things, but often people will hold them back based on what they think makes the most sense or what's realistic. And that's really just a belief they have about what is actually possible. So I'll just give you an example of my beliefs and the beliefs that I have found are really, really important in order for me to run the Accelerate Your Ambitions program, for me to be able to serve my clients towards their goals, and also the kinds of beliefs that my clients need to adopt in order to get their career outcomes. So most of the time, the kind of beliefs that I have for myself and my career and for the way that I run my program that my clients need to take on in order to get to where they want to go. So those, and I thought that those, sharing those beliefs with you would be really helpful as well towards your career goals. So, the first belief, which is really, really key to my program, so to the Accelerate Your Ambitions program, is integrity. And integrity, it comes from the word integer, from Latin, which means one. So when I think about integrity, I think about doing and thinking, having those two things aligned and making sure that I'm practicing what I'm preaching and making sure that, I do things in alignment, making sure that I take a one approach, so an all-encompassing kind of approach to my program, to my clients' results, and then also to my own career. And that is why, I went and I got my dream career before I started telling people how to get theirs. So I got to this place where I literally felt like I was living the dream. And the reason that is really important is because I think a lot of people go through life and they never achieve their dream. Never. And they start thinking, well, dreams are just that. Dreams are dreams, right? It's just something to aspire to. It's not something to actually achieve. And if you've never had that experience of actually hitting a giant goal of yours, it's very difficult to believe that that is possible. And that's where you start limiting yourself and downgrading yourself because you just haven't had that experience of achieving something really big. So we've all achieved stuff, right? And all of you guys who are here, I know you are very high achievers. But what happens is that those of us who are used to getting really good marks in school or in university or winning at sports or getting these awards and things like that, I talk to people all the time who have achieved all these awards. They've accomplished so much. They've even accomplished sometimes a lot in terms of their careers. But they get to the stage where the next thing that they want to do is bigger than anything that they've done in the past. And when that happens, it's still very difficult to believe that it's possible to get to that next level. And so that is why it was really key for me before showing people how to aim higher and showing people how to achieve all these big things and get that, dream career, that I'm saying that in quotations because it almost sounds like one of those nice sounding fluffy things that doesn't actually exist. But it does, and I can tell you it does because I had it happen to me where I had these big career goals and when I really got clear on what those goals were, and once I got clear on them, I could not see how that would ever happen, at least not soon, because I was still so young and I thought there's no way this is going to happen soon, right? Maybe in the next 10 years. And that's what people were telling me, that stick with it, keep going. Eventually, you're going to get there. And I didn't want eventually. I wanted now, basically. And it did. It happened within, when I talk about what happened, I wanted to go on deployments to the field. I wanted to be able to work remotely and have that kind of freedom. I wanted to be working for the United Nations. And there were just all these things I wanted, many of them contradictory, but that was what I wanted. And it was possible to achieve those things. And so that's why, I explain to my clients that these things, there's a lot more that's possible to achieve than what you might currently believe. And that's why I have a whole evidence base of people I know and all of my contacts and all of these stories of people, my clients, as well as, other contacts, people I've worked with in the past, all this kind of thing, where I can see what actually is possible. And generally what's possible is a lot more than what we see in our immediate surroundings. So it's important to understand what's possible and to be able to increase that belief, and not just to see other people's stories, but know what is actually possible for ourselves. Because it also doesn't matter, whether I achieved my career dream or someone else has achieved their career dream. What really matters is it possible for you to achieve yours, and then believing that that actually is possible. And so yeah, so that's really key, is just that belief that what your goal is achievable, and that it's achievable for you. And then another way that integrity is a key part in my program and for my clients' progress is that they need to get very clear on their own values and what the mission is that they actually want to achieve in the world. Because so many people have kind of an idea of their mission, what they want to do, but it's not that strong, and it's not something that resonates that much with them. You know, things like, oh, I just want to be happy, I want to do something with purpose, all that kind of stuff is a bit vague. So they need to get really, really clear on exactly what that value actually is. And then once they're clear on that, knowing that value and then working in integrity with that is something that has a ripple effect on other people as well. And that is where you really see that having integrity in your own work and your own beliefs, that will then influence other people and also improve all of their work. And then the second thing that's a key belief for me and for my program and for my team as well is that we really believe in transformation and not information. And this is something that is key. Like when I work with anyone, they need to also have this same belief. They need to be tired of just Googling and watching webinars and, you know, asking their family and friends and bosses and colleagues for their advice. I'm not saying that there's no value in those things, but none of them are the full solution. And the other problem with these things is that they're all going to be contradictory, right? I'm sure you've had this before, where you ask one person what they think you should do and they tell you one thing, and then you ask someone else and they tell you the complete opposite. And so you're always piecing together these things, many of them kind of contradictory, and nothing is the full transformation. So none of these things, whether it's someone else's story or whether it's some piece of advice from someone, none of these things is the direct route towards your own transformation and the actual results that you want to have materialize in terms of your own career. And especially in this information age, as we know, you can Google anything, there's information everywhere. Our problem is not information, it's transformation. It's having that system that's tailored to yourself, to your own communication strategy, to your own value, which is going to actually get you the results that you want, right? And then the third belief is having that belief that your happiness is dependent on purpose, contribution, as well as self-value. So what I see happening a lot, sort of a big setback for a lot of people, is that they're confusing happiness with acceptance of their current situation. So there's this kind of message going around, just be happy, just learn to be happy with, you know, what you have, be happy with that things aren't worse, be grateful, right? And it's not that that message is wrong per se, but a lot of people take that message and turn that into, okay, I should settle. Settling is happiness, and that is not the case. After talking to hundreds of professionals, one thing that I found really interesting is that nobody who doesn't enjoy their job is happy. And, you know, this situation, in fact, it's the opposite. Like, a lot of people get extremely depressed. They might have a nice family, they might have nice friends and whatever it is, but if they're not happy in their careers, in their work, in their contribution, they can't be a happy person. And that's where I often talk to people who are burning out, who are depressed, because their career wasn't giving that fulfillment, and they were in toxic work environments and all of this kind of thing that just brings them down completely. And what I've realized is that even if you have a very comfortable job, if you're not excited about the contribution that you're making, you're not really going to be a very excited and happy and fulfilled person. You're just not functioning at that level that you could be functioning at. And of course, when you haven't experienced that, it's hard to realize the kind of person you could be compared to how you're operating, because you get so used to operating as just okay that you don't even realize that there's this whole other you out there that would love to be discovered. And, you know, because you're stuck in kind of a contribution that you're not excited about, you don't actually end up getting there. So, oh, I see Rick and Craig here. Hey guys, let me know if you have any questions or drop me a comment, okay? So, so yes, there's contribution. You need to be delivering a contribution. Your work needs to be something of value. I mean, people who have no job, even if you had all the money in the world, you're not happy because you feel like you're doing anything. So it's really important to have a project that you believe in, that you're excited about, that's giving you that energy as well as that happiness. That is really one of the keys. And then the other thing that's important is, of course, self-value. So some people I talk to are not being paid a lot of money, and they keep trying to convince themselves that that's not a problem. They don't need much money. They're very materialistic. They can survive, right? Often these people are also not making the contribution that they want to make, which is quite interesting. So people are still thinking that they need to choose between contribution or value, and yet most people are not making a contribution, or not a contribution they're excited about, and they're not being paid very much either. And my belief is that the bigger contribution that you're making at the higher level, the more you're also going to be paid for that. So it's really important coming into my program that people want to not only make that contribution, but they also want to learn to really value themselves, discover their own value, and to earn more, to earn an amount of income which is going to represent that value. But a lot of people are not actually ready to recognize their self-value. Like it's almost more comfortable to hide from that value and keep playing small, to say, well, I'm doing okay, I'll just keep surviving as long as I can pay my rent, etc. It's fine. And you're not going to be happy at the same level if you're just in survival mode as opposed to thriving mode. So those are really some of the key components to happiness in terms of your career. Like having a career that you love is necessary towards being a happy person. And so it's really important to realize that and have that belief. Otherwise, you're just going to keep telling yourself that, well, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I don't need to have a career that's that fulfilling as long as I have this or that in my life, right? And hey, yes, Craig, you made it here live. It's so nice to see you. And you really need to realize, okay, my career is a priority, because without a career that I love, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be able to make others happy. I'm not going to have a purpose, right? Or that really strong sense of purpose that I want to be having. And I know for professionals, like your career is a big part of your contribution. And so, of course, there are different ways to make a contribution in the world. Your job is not the only one. But if you are a professional and you're spending 8 hours or however many hours a day in your job, and that is not making your contribution, you can't just give up or sell that much of your life away and then plan on making your contribution in your spare time. It doesn't trick you, You're not going to be happy when you're giving up that much time towards something that you don't care about. So that's why it's really, really important. And that's why, with my team, like the people I bring on board onto my team, it's really important that they have those same beliefs, they share them, that they're supporting them. And if we don't uphold those beliefs, then who's going to uphold them, right? We have society telling us that this is just how it is, it's competitive, it's difficult, we should all just survive or be happy with what we have, or, this kind of stuff. And if we don't uphold those beliefs, then who is going to uphold them, and how are we going to get people moving forward as opposed to just, surviving and continuing to tread water in their day-to-day? That's not what we want. So that's why those are some of the beliefs that are so important to me. I know that they're the beliefs that helped me move forward. I know that they're the same beliefs that are helping my clients move forward a lot. And I think that they'll help you as well. So I'd love to hear from you. Are these the beliefs that you have? Or are some of them beliefs that you think you should have, but you're still working on them? Like I know a lot of people say things like, I'm still working on valuing myself, understanding what my value actually is. So that can be a tough one to adopt sometimes. Some of you guys are not living in integrity in the sense that you have a kind of split personality going on where there's work you and then home you, and you're having trouble consolidating the two and being in integrity in terms of your personal life and professional life, and being excited about both of those and making a contribution that is in line in terms of both of those. So I would love to hear from you. What are your career beliefs that you are working on? And if you disagree with any of these beliefs, then probably I'm not the right person to be following, because there's no way I'm going to be able to help you with your career if you don't have those same beliefs. But if those are beliefs that you're working on adopting, or you share them, then you are definitely in the right place. And I would love to hear from you guys. What kinds of things are you struggling with? What are you working on? Let me know in the comments, and ask me any questions you have. So I think that's it for today, unless you guys have anything else you want to add. Going once, going twice. Anyone want to make a comment about that? Anyway, looking forward to know what are the breakthroughs that you're looking for, and any questions you have. I'll come back even if you are watching the replay, and I'll answer anything that that you comment on here. So lovely to see some of your faces again. And we will be in touch very soon. And for those of you who have not yet booked a career roadmap session for this week and you want to get one, my calendar is pretty full, but you can send me an email if you don't see a slot on the calendar, and then I'll try to get you a slot either with me or with a member of my team. We'll try to get you in, because I know a lot of you guys want to get a job this fall, or at least start getting stuff figured out. Like a lot of people I've talked to this week, just to give you a bit of an update, a resume or a summary of the kind of people I've been talking to this week. A lot of people are in confusion mode, and I think we need to do another talk about this, because sometimes when you're in confusion mode, that actually stops you from moving forward, right? Because you go, oh, I just need to figure something out before I move forward. When actually the problem is figuring out, right, what your destination actually is. So if that's you, then definitely book a career roadmap session. There are probably some beliefs and things like that that are holding you back. Maybe you don't know what's realistic. Maybe you don't know what steps you need to take. So if that is the case with you, then you can head over to my site. It's accelerateYourAmbitions.com/apply. And that's going to take you directly to my calendar. You can just grab whatever slot works best for you. If there are no slots available, because I know that this week is pretty full, just send me an email, and then we'll get in touch with each other, and we'll try to see if there's any kind of slot I can open up for you, or kind of a shorter time frame that we can talk during. So nice speaking to you as always, and have a wonderful and happy Monday, and see your lovely faces very shortly. Bye guys.